Yo, what is going on, guys? Today I'm bringing you guys probably the #1 requested video on my page ever. This is Keith Ape Diamonds, and the reason why this is #1 requested is because the editing in this video is just next level. It's made by Brother Films, and this is probably one of the best edited videos of all time, in my opinion. Just everything they do, the sound design, the color, the lighting, I feel like they just mastered every single aspect of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try my best to dumb down these effects and point you towards what you can do to create this, or what you can take away from this video so that you can become better and edit more like this. Anyways, guys, we're going to start the video right here. As always, any relevant links that I talk about will be in the description. We're coming here. You can tell the lighting is just super crazy with this. They probably had a whole art team working for them where they're creating all this neon looks with the lighting here, 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 the red, and then the red on here. They're creating a very unique look. Okay, so now we're starting to see the first little flickers of editing. We're seeing this little overlay that they placed here. This wouldn't be too hard to make. You could just use text and have a little animation for the line in the middle. And then I'm seeing a slight bit of glow. You could just do that in Premiere. Just look up glow in your effects, apply it, make it blue. We're also seeing a lot of grain and film overlay in this, as you're seeing flickering right here. You can look up a film video overlay on YouTube. You could save that. You could throw it into Premiere, and you could just change the opacity of the video layer to make it overlaid. I have a video that I just put out called ASAP Rocky Trippy music video tutorial. I talk about how to do that, and I even provide a Super 8 film overlay that you guys could use for your videos. A little bit different from this, but it's still the same concept. So we're seeing a little bit of turbulent displacement as well as a glow mask right here on the TV. Turbulent displacement as well as wave warp is what makes that kind of like trippy, like wave effect across video. So look that up in your Premiere effect panel or After Effects effect panel. Okay, so I'm just going to show you this little part right here, and then I'm going to slow it down and talk a little bit about this. Okay, so the first part that I want to talk about before I slow this down is the sound design. I keep talking about the sound design, but it's so key to this video. All the little water sounds, all the little car rushing by sounds is like key to this video. Okay, so I'm going to make this full screen. I'm going to go frame by frame. So let's see what we're seeing here. We're seeing a little bit of glowing and just a blue color grade. So you can do that in your Lumetri color panel, and you can add a glow effect. Now the first thing that we're seeing here is a little bit of warping. So if you go into After Effects, you can use your distort brush to actually take the people's face and drag them. I have a whole video on how to do this. Look at my Playboy Cardi Magnolia music video. I talk a little bit on how to do that more in detail and more step by step for you guys. So you can drag it and you can keyframe it to look like it's pulling out. What I also noticed is they created a second layer and they overlaid it on top of the first one. So if you see right here, the part with no color is the original layer. The part with this cyan color is the duplicated layer. So they put it on top. They moved it a tiny bit just to give it this kind of like crazy glowing like ghost effect. You can see it's kind of displaced right here because it doesn't match up with him originally. But they're also stretching that, and then this, I'm pretty sure that's just a mask. Honestly, I don't really know how they did that, but this stretching effect, this can be created if you follow that tutorial. So if you follow my Magnolia tutorial on distortion, you use my trippy ghost effect tutorial, and you use a glow effect, add in some crazy sound design, you can create something similar to this. And then right here, when it goes back to normal, you can see the ghosted overlay. So what they did is just duplicated the layer, changed the blending mode, and now it's just fading back into normal like that. And then right here, a little bit more turbulent displacement. I'm pretty sure it's the same exact animation for the water in here, just because it looks a little bit too unrealistic. And then turbulent displacement, and they're using, I'm pretty sure, a distort brush to just make that swirl in there also. And then we're going to see this crazy hyper zoom transition. I have a tutorial on how to do this in Adobe Premiere Pro. They added a really good little whoosh in there too to make it a really smooth transition. And now we're going into him plunging his face in the water. There's actually a picture that Brother posted on their Instagram a few days ago showing how they shot this specific shot. I'll throw it on the screen right now just so you guys can see a better representation of what they had to do to create this effect. Okay, so now we're going to talk about this little instance right here. So it starts out with insane exposure for the transition. Comes up all inverted. And it's super exposure, super glowing. Goes a little bit back to normal. Cuts to black for 2 frames. Puts in the grill, and then it's just changing lighting here, going from crazy exposure with crazy glows to dark exposure, dark glows, and then right back. So it's kind of just flickering. They honestly were just getting creative, changing the size of the screen, throwing on a trippy video overlay, black to black, and then going from light to darks, overlay, and then you can see a little bit of overlays right here. A lot of these transitions that I'm seeing is just crazy exposure going back into normal or going back into dark. So they'll put the exposure and the glow all the way up like this for the transition, and then it'll go back into super dark, and we'll play it. So that's how they're creating that like flickered effect, like the lights going on and off really quick. This right here is that 3D compositing I was talking about again. So some sort of animation compositing software. So for this part right here, this kind of looks almost artificial. I can't even tell if this is animated or if this is real life. So this part right here is probably the part that stumps me the most in this video. It kind of looks like they're just creating like stop by stop pictures, but if you see right here, there's kind of like that weird ghosting going on here by the video layers. You'll see that he'll be here, it'll stop, and then the video layer will speed up. So I'm going to break down these walking scenes because it literally kind of looks like it's like stop motion animation. So we're seeing a little bit of ghosting on each of these clips, as well as the glow that they have on the majority of the video right here. And if you pay attention, it'll be like 2 frames like this, stopped, and then it'll skip ahead to another frame. So they took 2 frames like this, and then they skipped in the video, cut out the part in between. They put 2 videos like this, still with this craziness, put in 2 frames like that, 2 just stop motion frames, and then sped up. So woven together really well. A lot of insane glowing with a little bit more turbulent displacement and distortion here. Okay, so the part where he's standing outside in the rain right here, if you guys didn't actually notice, it's going in reverse and the water is going up. So they changed the speed of the clip and made it in reverse. Water's all going in the sky. A lot of great lighting in the background, illuminating that clip really well, making it very cinematic. Now we're going to break down the scene with the fish in the fish market. So basically this little swoosh with the knife sound effect is very cool when he has the cleaver out. Right here, goes right into these fish. So it really looks like they're just using frames and then skipping ahead super quick, just very like stop motion-y. And then here is just an invert of somebody holding the fish while it wiggles around, goes back into black and white, and back into invert. So that's very easy to use. All I like to do is go into Premiere and use an invert effect. I talk about how to use that with the ghost effect and that trippy ghost effect tutorial I have. So there's so much happening so quick that it's crazy that they've spent so much detail. I mean, just the shot of this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So only like 6 frames. So every little quick cut that they're doing is only like 6 to 10 frames, which is insane because that's literally a fraction of a second. So depending on how you shoot with your camera, if you shoot 24 frames in 1 second, every 24 frames is 1 second of video. So a lot of their B-roll is like this. They set up super intricate little sets like this with the water bubbling or with somebody holding the octopus like this, and the lights in this smooth cinematic zoom that they're going for. It looks very vintage. And then whooshes right into him walking again with the trippy ghost effect on. So let's go into this part right here. So what we're seeing right here for the fish, this is just the distortion brush in After Effects, like I was talking about before. Like I said, if you watch that Magnolia video, you can learn how to do that. What they're doing is they're bulging the eye of the fish, and then they're cutting right into the eye of this guy. They're also adding bit distortion, so it looks like it's going from the eye of the fish to the eye of the guy super quick, and then back into here. So I'm pretty sure right here this is actually makeup or art design. I'm pretty sure this isn't actually layered, isn't actually on the editing side, although I have seen some editing that is created looks like this, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was. So a lot of just flashing lights on the fence right here. You can tell that this is actually real light just because as the flash starts here for this first frame, you can see it's not lit up all the way, and then it goes into full illumination, then back to normal. So they're just using like a flashing strobe light that is very bright. Again, we're seeing this ghosting effect right here, but in this ghosting effect they're adding distortion to one of the actual ghosted clips. So they're probably using a second overlay clip, and then they're adding distortion brush to kind of make it look like he's being like morphed back like that, and then a little bit of turbulent displacement also on the road right here that you can see. So for this clip, sound design is also very key. So the way that they even fake the lightning coming in is pretty crazy. I'm gonna break this down for you guys frame by frame. So we're seeing a little bit of this mist come in here, and then it grows, and then crazy flash of high exposure, and then it stops, and then they're adding this lightning overlay right here with the collision, and then the lightning here, and it just grows until it takes over the entire clip with a flash. And they use that flash as a transition into this next clip, which is just a bunch of trippy distortion overlaid coming out of this TV right here with this overlay over it. I actually did the same exact thing in one of my very first music videos. Not as advanced as this, but I use the same technique. You can use a rotoscope over this to create a moving crop. So look up my rotoscoping tutorial on how to do crop stuff. So I'm going to break down one of those quick little like flash sequences that happens. I'm going to play it for you guys. like that, and then I'm going to show you slow down how they actually do that. We're starting with this clip right here. They have a little bit of glow, a little bit of grain, and this is just some B-roll clips that I'm pretty sure they've taken. So this is one frame. I'll move over one another frame. This is normal speed, and then right here there's only 2 frames. It goes all the way to another part of the clip. This is another 2 frames, and then this is another 2 frames. So they're taking 2 frames of different parts of a clip and putting them into one sequence and then adding sound design, and it turns out to be like this. This is another cool transition where it zooms into the lens of the camera like that. The glowing goggles, they put these LED lights in here and then just added glow on the entire clip like this. And that alien noise effect is really cool. And then this right here is all just a motion graphic clip. So this is literally an animator making a scene like this with that rain sound effect, and they're moving it around like this. So a lot of graphic design, motion graphics stuff. Okay, so this little thing you see in the party scene with the animated water droplets staying right here, there's actually a tutorial on how to do that on YouTube in After Effects. I'm going to link that down in the description. Check that out if you want to learn how to do that step by step. I've definitely seen that before. You guys can definitely figure out how to do that. And you're seeing a lot of turbulent displacement, but what they're actually doing also, I'll go back a few clips. As soon as he walks through the door, in the shadows of him right here, you're going to see the next clip kind of being warped in, and then this is going to bring in the very next clip as he walks away. Lightning and all these motion graphics, diamonds falling from the sky. This is all just animators being able to do this, have the diamonds falling from the sky, and this thing covering his face right here. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching this video. Because this video was so advanced, bear with me. It's hard to actually explain all that happened because there was so much time and energy and creativity put into making this video that for me to make one video, cover everything step by step is literally impossible. But that's part of why I make these editing reaction breakdowns. I can take key parts of the videos, talk about it, and then I can point you in the direction of either something I've made or something somebody else made. If you learn how to do that, then you can learn how to do this if you know the techniques that they're using. Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. As always, leave a like, comment, subscribe, leave anything you want to see in the comment section below. But all feedback is super important to this channel. As always, guys, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you guys later.